WhiskyJason here. Whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. And today I have something from Manassas, Virginia. Wow. KO Distilling Bare Knuckle Wheated American Whiskey. Whiskey base number 112429. This is a 45% ABV, 90 proof. 12-month-old whiskey. Yes, you heard correctly. 12 months. So, the mash bill, very transparent. Good job, KO Distilling. Transparency is fabulous. You got everything I wanted. 60% wheat, 30% rye, 10% malted barley. New, charred, white oak barrels from Kentucky. 2013, two guys, Bill Carlson with a K and John O'Mara with an O. KO Distilling decided to start a distillery. Both had just recently retired. Both were in the military contracting business around the DC area, and they said, hey, let's start and do something we've dreamt about for a long time, a distillery. What else do you do when you retire, right? And so they found something in Manassas, up there by DC in the north of Virginia. 2015 they broke ground, and this came out November 2016. They have a 550-gallon pot and column still, which is very, very nice. And since then they've added actually a 30-foot tall column still, also added that on to their system. In 2016, they actually distilled 125 tons of grain from Virginia. Now, when I visited Barton Distillery in Kentucky, they distilled about 125 tons a day. They take about 4 tractor trailers of grain a day and just put it through there. I think it's a 36-inch column still that they have there. Very interesting. So John O'Mara, whoops, I forgot to pour something. John O'Mara actually got his certificate for distilling from the Moonshine Distillery University, or Moonshine University down there in Louisville, Kentucky. Since then, they've now added Ryan Hendrickson, who's been a little bit longer in the distilling business, to be very honest. There's a rye whiskey, which I'm going to try. There's a bourbon, which I'm going to try. And I'm very, very interested to see how this actually holds up. Fairly nice color, I must admit. On the back of the bottle, it says here, for you, KO Distilling has created Bare Knuckle American White Whiskey, a traditional double distillation for flavor and richness, aged in new charred American oak barrels, the wheat for sweetness, and a hint of rye for punch. Selected from small batches of no more than 10 barrels because we're particular. Unchilled, filtered, just like you. Why not? All right, so the nose. Oh, okay. I got something which is very peculiar. I got roasted pumpkin seeds. Unsalted, by the way. Now, this is the typical smell that I often get from my very young, new German whiskeys over here. So German distilleries actually have been making schnapps for 5, 6, 8 generations. And around 2000, there's been this whiskey boom, and everyone says, hey, I have a pot still. It's small, 30 liters or 30 gallons. I can make whiskey. And so they put aside maybe about 10, maybe 20 barrels a year, and they make German whiskey. And this stuff is sometimes just absolutely dreadful. I actually stopped reviewing the German whiskey here for my rare and exotic whiskey channel because it was just D's and C minus and so on. I decided, hey, I'm only going to review German whiskey now if it's actually positive. Now, this is like a bad German whiskey. I'm so sorry. It's young. It's punchy. Bare knuckles. The wood is a little bit too aggressive even after 1 year. And it very, very much smells like chopped grass that's been on a compost pile for maybe like 4 days in the hot Virginia sun. Just starting to decompose a little bit, and it's just not a very, very entertaining idea to once again sniff on this. So let's try it. Wow. I have a grading scale, and it's an A, which is, why haven't you bought it? A B, you should buy it. C, you could buy it if you want to. D, don't have to buy it. And an F is, why was this made? And I'm so sorry, but this gets an F. Why was this made? Now, to be perfectly, totally 100% honest, I understand why it was made. Because wheat whiskeys mature the fastest, and they needed a product to get out there, and they needed to teethe a little bit. They needed to learn. They needed to find out. They needed to experiment. And I can totally understand that. They started building the building in 2015. They have 3 gins, and I think the gins are fairly good. They have a white dog, a white whiskey from Virginia. Why not? And this stuff just isn't what I would recommend. Now, I'm very much looking forward to the rye. I'm very much looking forward to the bourbon, but I'm a little bit hesitant there. I don't know if it's going to be as much of a great success as I thought it will be. But this here is just something where I cannot recommend it to anyone for any reasons whatsoever. So, in my German video, I also tried it. What I didn't do is I didn't dilute it down to below 40%. I'm going to do it this time to see if I can somehow change it, improve it, help it a little bit. I did dilute it down to 40% in my German video, not below, and it didn't help it at all. Nope, not going to help it at all. Now, I'm not sure, because I don't do this, but maybe you could put this on the rocks. Maybe if you actually chill it down to whatever, this might actually turn into something that was palatable. But for me, the way I drink it neat, Glencairn, room temperature, everything exactly like I do with my Scotch, I do with my Irish, I do with my world whiskeys, I do with my bourbons. It's just not up to par yet. Now, KO Distilling might actually have some great products in the pipeline. Who knows? But this, their first release, the American Wheat Whiskey, just isn't cutting it for me, and therefore I gave it an F. Value for money, therefore do not buy it, an F. Please visit. Please talk with the people there in Manassas. Please try the other things. Try the rye, try the bourbon, try the gin, try the white dog. Maybe those things are very, very nice. I don't know yet. The bottles are waiting for me to try, and I will do that in the next couple of videos. But from my point of view, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American living in Germany, sorry, this just doesn't cut it for me. Thank you very much for watching. My videos come out on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Thumbs up if you'd be so gracious. Thumbs down if you disagree with my opinion. I don't care. I can live with it. And if you want, you can subscribe to my channel and maybe recommend me to others. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye. Whiskey Jason here.